Hey everyone, Corbin here from Silver Screen Guide, giving you my thoughts on the recent release of the teaser trailer Blade Runner 2049, which is directed by Denis Villeneuve, which is very exciting news because I have such high respect. He is one of the best directors working right now. He has been putting out nothing but incredible films, so I do have nothing but high hopes that this will be an incredible follow-up to a sci-fi cult classic. Also, just to mention real quick, Denis Villeneuve is rumored to be directing the reboot to Dune, which is incredible news and is so exciting because I haven't seen the David Lynch version. I haven't seen any film adaptation of Dune. I've read the book. It's very hard to adapt, but I think Denis Villeneuve can do it. I just wanted to mention these thoughts really quick before I get into the trailer reaction, because Denis Villeneuve has talked about this, and he said, I wouldn't have done this story if I didn't think I could do it, and especially if I didn't think I could do it well. So he's a very confident director, and I really see that he has a lot of confidence, and I'm really excited to see where he takes this story, especially to a film that doesn't really seem like it needs a sequel. I don't know, maybe some people wanted a sequel, but I think this is a great standalone film as it is. He said he's going to be taking the theatrical version and the final cut and kind of drawing inspiration from both of those. As you can see here, I have the 30th anniversary edition, which has all 5 different cuts. I have only seen the final cut, I'm pretty sure. I used to own the final cut on DVD. That's when I was first introduced to it. Then I got this really awesome Digibook Blu-ray edition with all the different cuts. And Alan, my co-host Alan, and I, we will be reviewing, before Blade Runner 2049 comes out, we will be reviewing all 5 editions, all 5 cuts of the film, talking about it will be a review, and it also will be a discussion over the differences, what's changed, what we like better, and we will be telling you which version you should watch, or which maybe versions, maybe we'll tell you 2 different versions you should watch before you go see Blade Runner 2049. So now let's jump into what my thoughts were on the trailer. It opens with a street sweeper with a very dark city like Los Angeles was, and it does kind of get you back into that very dark Los Angeles original Blade Runner feel. And we see a figure walking down the street. I'm assuming that's Ryan Gosling. And we get an opening monologue. It's not really a monologue because it's pretty short, but it's from Deckard, and he was saying something like, if replicants aren't hurting anyone, then it's not my problem. They're not a big deal. He's very relaxed when he's saying this, which I'm glad to hear because Deckard is a very relaxed character for the most part. It's a very, not slow, but just a very relaxed kind of movie, especially the original Blade Runner is what I'm talking about. So I'm glad to see he's kind of stepping back into that. It's really hard to step back into a role after over 30 years. I felt like he did great with Han Solo in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So I don't doubt that Harrison Ford can come back into the shoes of Deckard, the Blade Runner. And we also see a reddish planet. I don't know. I'm really wondering about this one especially because could this be Mars? It looked very much like a wasteland. It looked abandoned, and Deckard is living in some kind of. It didn't look like a home like his living quarters did, but it looked very much like a very fancy hotel or train station, something like that. And it looks like Ryan Gosling's character is seeking out Deckard, possibly for help, although he delivers this line. When we get Deckard in the very end of the trailer, holding a gun to Gosling's character, it was very reminiscent, oddly, of The Force Awakens when we first see Han Solo, because he's coming back onto his old ship, the Millennium Falcon, holding a gun. He's coming back here into Blade Runner, and he's holding a gun to this guy. So it just seemed odd, the similarities between the two. And it's very intriguing, the concept that replicants, I'm assuming, are so advanced to the point, because they were incredibly advanced in Blade Runner, which I believe took place in 2019, I think. This is in 2049, which would be, yeah, well, 30 years later. So Ryan Gosling's character said, well, first Deckard said, "I used to do your job," which means that, well, of course we see him running away at the end, getting out of there, so that's probably the end of his job. And Ryan Gosling's character says, "Yeah, but it was much simpler back then." And for those of you who have seen Blade Runner, I won't get into spoiler territory, but I will tell you that there is nothing simple about identifying a replicant, especially because of the woman he runs off with, who he kind of has these feelings for. He like couldn't identify if she was a replicant or not. She was that advanced. Tyrell made her that advanced. So I think we're going to get some really intriguing concepts. They're going to take Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. They're going to bring it up to the next level, and I'm really excited to see what they do. It doesn't come out till October 6th. They could move it forward. I'm praying they don't move it back, but we've got quite a ways to wait till we actually see this movie. This was just a teaser. It really told us nothing at all except tidbits of just what I've talked about. We will be getting more trailers and more stills to come. I think it's a really great pairing between Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. I think they're really going to work well, and they're really going to play well with each other. I'm really excited to see that and see who else they introduce or maybe even bring back from the original. So like I said, I have really high hopes for this film, to see what they can do with what Denis Villeneuve can do with this. I already praised him. I think we're really going to be pleased with this. I don't think that fans are going to be let down at all. And I'm wondering, if this does so well, could there be a third Blade Runner film? I don't know. Could there even be multiple cuts, like there's multiple cuts of this one? I mean, it's too bad that Ridley Scott isn't stepping back in to do it. But if he's going to hand it off to someone, I think they handed it off to the right director. Ridley Scott is busy right now with Alien Covenant, so that is why he couldn't come back for Blade Runner. Honestly, I'm much more glad that he chose to do Alien instead of Blade Runner, because this is... I loved what he did with Prometheus, and I'm really thinking he's going to get back even further to the roots of the original Alien, and I would just absolutely love to see that come to life. I did do a trailer reaction and gave you my thoughts over Alien Covenant. That's on the channel. Go check that out. That should be up now. So thank you so much for watching. I will be continuing to give updates. Make sure to look for the Blade Runner retrospective. We will be doing a podcast retrospective over that series, over all 5 different edits and cuts of that film, and we'll be giving you background details on all of that. So make sure to stay tuned to silverscreenguide.wordpress.com. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more great videos, and also make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and like I said, on iTunes you can hear our podcast, on Podbean and any other of your favorite podcast aggregators. You can find us on there. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.